Okay, Genesis 28. We're going to see the focus kind of narrowing in on Jacob's life, and kind of the repercussions of the deception from the prior chapter. And now Jacob is instructed to leave and go find a wife among the family of Abraham, the family of Rebekah. So Jacob leaves. He's given a blessing again and prayed over, basically an announcement over him for God's favor upon him by Isaac, and Jacob, as far as we understand, leaves. There are some calculations put him at roughly 57, 58, maybe 63 at the oldest at this range when he's leaving. And we can get into that a little bit possibly as we get into the next few chapters. We have a side note of Esau attempting to make things right by marrying into Abraham's family, which would be one of the daughters of Ishmael. So Esau is trying his best to do the right thing, you might say, or he's trying to show or earn favor from Isaac by going and getting not a wife of the Hittites, but a wife of Ishmael, which is one of the sons of Abraham. So kind of an interesting nugget in there. And it kind of reveals a little bit of Esau's mentality, and something we should guard against is having done the wrong thing, having been deceived, having been wronged, trying to then go backwards and earn favor or set things right by doing rather than entrusting the results to the Lord. And then following that, we're going to see the whole section of Jacob laying his head down on a rock, having this vision of angels ascending and descending. Jacob's ladder is what we know it as. And he's at a place called Bethel because he uses the term, this is the house of God where God is dwelling, because the encounter so impresses him and is such a striking event in his life. It almost becomes this anchor point that from this point on, as he goes to meet Laban and he goes to meet Rachel, he's somewhat of a changed person. And this is kind of the beginning point of that. The old deceiver is not what we see anymore, but think about it, he's almost 60 years old roughly as he arrives. So this chapter has a couple of interesting verses. Verse 16 would be the one to turn your attention to. Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. So as he arrived there to lay down for the night on this, several day journey from where he was to where he was headed, I didn't know. As I arrived at this little spot, this little camp spot, I had no idea. And then during the night, God just overwhelms him with a vision of God's presence and the blessing. So this is where God meets Jacob and extends the blessing of Abraham to Isaac and now to Jacob. So this would be kind of a key point in Jacob's life, where it isn't just Isaac saying it. It isn't just an expectation from a vision or a message that Rebekah had when the boys were in the womb, but this is a direct impact into Jacob's experience. And look at verse 21. If I come back to my father's house in peace, then the Lord shall be my God. So he's doing a little bit of bargaining, but he's also recognizing, man, if this is what it's about, and if I do in fact come back and Esau doesn't kill me and things are okay, now he doesn't know, he might be in Haran, he's headed there, he might be in that region for quite some time as Esau settles down and things kind of relax. He doesn't yet know what he's in for meeting Laban. But in his mind at this point, he's like, man, if there's peace that comes out of this, and I see God providing and his hand is in it, like there's no doubt in my mind, this is the God I'm going to worship and dedicate my life to. And he identifies it as my God. And this stone is a pillar. This is a pillar for God's house. So Bethel kind of an interesting landmark in Israel. This is the house of God, Bethel. So that's chapter 28.